Dune, The Prophecy is an upcoming science fiction television series set in the Dune universe created by Frank Herbert for the streaming service Max, focusing on the origins of the Bene Gesserit, an exclusive and powerful sisterhood who undergoes intense physical training and mental conditioning to obtain superhuman abilities. It takes place approximately 10,000 years before the events of Herbert's novel Dune and serves as a prequel to Denis Villeneuve's Dune. It is scheduled to premiere on Max in late 2024. Ripley.
You're a very hard man to find. No address, phone, office.
In 1960s New York, Tom Ripley is hired by a wealthy man to convince his wayward son to return home from Italy. But Tom's introduction to Dickie Greenleaf's leisurely life abroad is the first step into a complex life of deceit, fraud, and murder. Ripley is an upcoming American psychological thriller television series based on Patricia Highsmith's crime novel, The Talented Mr. Ripley. Starring Andrew Scott as Tom Ripley, Johnny Flynn as Dickie Greenleaf, and Dakota Fanning as Marge Sherwood, the 8-episode limited series was created, written, and directed by Steven Zaillian. Ripley was originally set to air on Showtime, but in February 2023, the series moved to Netflix. It is scheduled to premiere on April 4th, 2024. The Penguin.
The world ain't built for guys like us. That's why we gotta take whatever we decide is ours.
A new Batman film will be released in 2022. The main role was played by Robert Pattinson, and the audience positively assessed the film adaptation. And while the next installment is in production, fans will be able to return to Gotham for The Penguin. The Penguin is an upcoming American television limited series created by Lauren LeFranc for the streaming service Max. Based on the DC Comics character Penguin, it is a spin-off from the film The Batman 2022 that explores the Penguin's rise to power in Gotham City's criminal underworld. Colin Farrell stars as the Penguin, reprising his role from The Batman. The Penguin is scheduled to be released on Max in late 2024 and will consist of 8 episodes. Constellation.
People see things up there, and when they get back, they go crazy.
Jo returns to Earth after a disaster in space and discovers that there are missing pieces in her life, so she sets out to expose the truth about the hidden secrets of space travel and recover what she has lost. It was announced in April 2022 that Apple TV Plus had greenlit the series, created by Peter Harness, for a series order. Noomi Rapace and Jonathan Banks were announced to star with Michelle MacLaren directing. The series consists of 8 episodes, which will begin airing on February 24th this year. Personally, I'm very interested to look at everyone's favorite Jonathan Banks, who played the role of Mike in the TV series Breaking Bad. The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live.
Why are you here? Do you want to kill? Or do you want to die?
Look in my eyes, sir. You tell me.
The legendary zombie drama premiered on television 14 years ago, and soon we will again plunge into the world of The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live is the 7th spin-off in this franchise. Zombie drama ended a year ago, but this serial universe continues to live. Several spin-offs have already been released. A series about Daryl's journey in France, a series about Maggie and Negan in New York, and finally, the main character of the series returns. The return of the legendary series will take place on February 25th, and I can't wait to watch my favorite hero again. More than 5 years have passed since Andrew Lincoln left the series in Season 9. The love story between Rick and Michonne, changed by a world that is constantly changing. Will they find themselves in a war against the living, or will they discover that they too are the Walking Dead? Will Michonne be able to find her husband and bring her home? Where did Grimes live for 8 years? Who are CRMs and why did John Locke become disabled? We will find out all this on February 25th. Squid Game, Season 2.
네가 한 선택을 후회하게 될 거야. 널 찾아낼 거야. 무슨 수를 써서라도.
Squid Game is a South Korean television series. The series revolves around a secret contest where 456 players, all of whom are in deep financial hardship, risk their lives to play a series of deadly children's games for the chance to win a 45 billion won prize. The series title draws from a similarly named Korean children's game. Squid Game was released worldwide on September 17, 2021, to critical acclaim and international attention. It became Netflix's most-watched series and the most-watched program in 94 countries, attracting more than 142 million member households and 1.65 billion viewing hours in its first 4 weeks, surpassing Bridgerton as the service's most-watched show. The series has received many awards and was recognized as the best series of 2021. And after the end of the first season, the series leaves many questions, which will be revealed in the second season, but soon fans will be able to satisfy their curiosity. A second season was officially announced in June 2022, along with a reality competition series titled Squid Game: The Challenge. Production for the second season began in July 2023 and expected to broadcast in 2024. The Boys Season 4.
Your team.
What's your code name again?
The Boys.
Oof. Who came up with that shit?
This Amazon series is set in a world where there are superheroes. They aren't typical superheroes though. They work for the powerful Vought Corporation and consider ratings and profit to be more important than saving lives. They are also arrogant, disillusioned, or generally unpleasant. The worst of these are the Seven, the most senior heroes who are heavily marketed by Vought. Working to expose them is a group known as the Boys, led by Billy Butcher, who is convinced that leader of the heroes, Homelander, is responsible for the disappearance of his wife. We are introduced to each group via new members. Huey Campbell joins the Boys after ultra-fast hero A-Train ran through his girlfriend, and Annie January, an idealistic young heroine known as Starlight, who joins the Seven. Blood, superhero fights, a lot of swearing and dark humor. If all this attracts you, then this is a series you must watch. Production for the fourth season began in 2023 and expected to broadcast in 2024. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The world needs the Avatar. It needs you, Aang.
Avatar: Legend of Aang live-action adaptation of the animated series centering on the adventures of Aang and his friends, who fight to save the world by defeating the Fire Nation. The show is set in a world where beings known as benders can manipulate the elements of water, fire, earth, and air. A powerful being capable of bending all 4 elements known as the Avatar traditionally maintains balance between the 4 elemental nations: the Air Nomads, the Fire Nation, the Water Tribes, and the Earth Kingdom. But the Fire Nation's imperial ambitions have resulted in the genocide of the Air Nomads and a century-long war with the other countries. It now falls to the titular last surviving member of the Air Nomads, Aang, to unlock his full potential as the current Avatar, defeat the Fire Nation, and restore balance to the world. By his side are his friends from the Southern Water Tribe, siblings Sokka and Katara. But you already knew all this. Will Netflix be able to make a good adaptation of the legendary animated series? Because we all remember this movie.
She's a bender. Katara!
I hope Netflix manages to release a good series, and someday we will see more series based on this wonderful universe. It is scheduled to premiere on February 22nd, 2024. House of the Dragon, Season 2. Game of Thrones boasts an intricate plot with complex characters, stunning cinematography, and intense action sequences, especially its many battles and fights. It's hard to deny that it wasn't a cultural phenomenon that captivated me and many others for 8 seasons. In 2019, the series ended with Season 8. The audience was shocked by the ending they saw. Almost every fan shouted bad words towards the creators of the series. The ending disappointed many, but personally I don't understand the hate towards it. Even though the series has ended, a spin-off, House of the Dragon, was released in 2022. The Targaryen dynasty is at the absolute apex of its power, with more than 10 dragons under their yoke. Most empires crumble from such heights. In the case of the Targaryens, their slow fall begins when King Viserys breaks with a century of tradition by naming his daughter Rhaenyra heir to the Iron Throne. But when Viserys later fathers a son, the court is shocked when Rhaenyra retains her status as his heir, and seeds of division sow friction across the realm. The first season received highly positive reviews, with praise towards its character development, visual effects, writing, score by Ramin Djawadi, and performances. However, the pacing, specifically of the time jumps, and the dark lighting of some scenes were criticized. The series premiere was watched by over 10 million viewers across the linear channels and HBO Max on the first day, the biggest in HBO's history. On August 26, 2022, less than a week after its premiere, the series was renewed for a second season. It is scheduled to premiere in 2024. Severance, Season 2.
Every time you find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back.
Mark leads a team of office workers whose memories have been surgically divided between their work and personal lives. When a mysterious colleague appears outside of work, it begins a journey to discover the truth about their jobs. The office workers for a mysterious and somewhat creepy company have all had their minds split into two, with their work lives and home lives having no knowledge of each other. Twin Peaks, Black Mirror, and The Leftovers are just some of the shows that come to mind while watching this. Though I can say with a firmness that none are as hooking as Severance. Severance finds footing in familiar settings of normal TV shows and makes it easier for you to ease into this well-established universe. But there's always something off. You always find yourself a stranger in this world even though you feel like you've seen this before. Uncanny might be a neat way to put it though, without the negative baggage of the word. This is a great TV show for fans of the shows I mentioned above, and even otherwise I think most people would like it just based on the amazing performances, because the show is character-focused. I advise everyone to watch another masterpiece from Apple TV. It is scheduled to premiere in 2024. Write in the comments, what series are you looking forward to? Subscribe to the channel, like, and click on the bell to be the first to watch new videos.